19-year-old former Doge staffer known as Big Balls was beaten by a violent mob of minors in the nation's capital in a popular part of town, according to police. A 15-year-old man and a 15-year-old woman were arrested and charged with unarmed carjacking. The attack prompted President Trump to post, "Crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control. Local youths and gang members, some only 14, 15, and 16 years old, are randomly attacking, mugging, maiming, and shooting innocent citizens. The most recent victim was beaten mercilessly by local thugs." Trump warned if crime is not dealt with properly, he may be forced to take over.
Somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
Now, this summer, Edward Korestein, the former Doge lieutenant known as Big Ball, spoke to our own Jesse Waters. Elon Musk reacting to the attack on his platform X, saying, quote, "A few days ago, a gang of about a dozen young men tried to assault a woman in her car at night in D.C. A Doge team member saw what was happening, ran to defend her, and was severely beaten to the point of concussion. But he saved her. It is time to federalize D.C." Here's a look at those recent attacks this summer. Back in May, a House staffer was the victim of an armed carjacking in the Navy Yard next to Nats Park. In July last month, a congressional intern was murdered in a crossfire from a drive-by shooting. And now, Big Balls left bloodied after this attack. President Trump says he wants gang members over the age of 14 to be prosecuted as adults, guys.
Tell us what we can expect from your time as U.S. Attorney.
First of all, there was another homicide, so we're now at 99 homicides so far this year. There's no question that Washington, D.C. has an incredible number of homicides. You know, and you can say that violence and crime is down, but the truth is violence is more lethal than it's ever been. And when we say it's down from what?
Right, real high.
Okay, we've got carjackings that are up 111%. The problem in D.C., and President Trump, in his effort to make D.C. safe and beautiful, said to me, "I want you to enforce the law to make sure that there's accountability." And I spoke to the president yesterday at length about what was going on here. I said, if you're 14, 15, 16, or 17 years old, you get coddled, as you do in most American Democrat cities. So I can't charge these people. This young kid who worked at the White House was beaten to a pulp. He's got a broken nose. He's got a severe concussion. He's battered all over his head, okay, by a gang of punks. 10 of them, I believe. 2 have been arrested, 2 15-year-olds. None of them come to my office, Laura, because they're not considered criminals. They go to family court where the effort is rehabilitation. The D.C. Council, and the president is right, they've got to stop their coddling. Number one, we've got to lower the age of responsibility to 14. I'm tired of having these kids commit crimes in their crews, not gangs in D.C. We've got an intern, you said it in your open. He's an intern from college. He gets shot going out for McDonald's at 10:30 at night. This kid is trying to help his girlfriend or his friend to a car. He gets assaulted, and but for a cop going by, they would have, had they gotten him on the ground, they would have stopped him and finished him. He was able to stay standing. This has to end. The council has this Youth Incarceration Act where we had a guy who shot a kid on a bus, not justified, with an illegal gun. You know what the sentence was? Probation. The judge said go to college. Okay? He took an illegal gun. He should be jailed for the illegal gun. Forget about the shooting. You put that on top of the gun. Then what we've got are kids who are out there who are making fun of all of this, doing carjackings, and I can't touch them because they want to protect them.
They know that, and that's why they travel in gangs.
They do know that.
And the older kids send out the younger kids to do the real dirty work because they know they're fine.
They absolutely understand. And youth violence is on the rise, not just in D.C., but across the country. And if you think that these kids need to be coddled and they need to be hugged, they need to have consequences. They need to understand that enough is enough, that we're going to put them in jail or some kind of youth rehabilitation detention facility and not allow the D.C. Council, one of whom I just recently indicted, to take cover for these kids. It's time to end it. That's what the president wants. That's what we're going to do. D.C. is the nation's capital. People come here for pride and patriotism, not to get assaulted, carjacked, or shot get caught in a crossfire like a young kid did last month. But I talked to the mayor more. I got to give the mayor credit. Mayor Bowser is working with us.
Like, and people say, well, she just has the Damocles sword of the federal takeover hanging over her head. But I disagree.
I disagree.
She has a lot of common sense.
Yep.
I'm concerned about the Attorney General, given what I heard about, well, we want prevention. Yeah, well, I get it. Yeah, you do want to get to kids early. There's nothing wrong with having programs. That's fine. But you cannot replace real accountability with midnight basketball again. That doesn't work.
If you tell me I can't prosecute a 17-year-old for carjacking, then you don't know what you're talking about. Because the truth is that if you don't give me that power and you want to send them to some arts and craft program, then you're out of your mind. This city will not come out of the dark if we don't make sure that we make these young kids accountable. That's where the problem is. It's youth crime on the rise.
Well, the youth who are being brought into this family court, if they're not released and they're kept in some type of facility, what happens when they're 21?
They get released automatically. And by the way,
they don't make it to
even
21, most of them.
In my cases, I have all crimes across the board. I get illegal gun convictions. Some of the judges won't send them to jail.
So they're carrying guns that are not licensed.
Everybody's got a gun in this city, and they're all illegal. You would think that every judge would say, lock them up. And that's my policy. You get arrested with an illegal gun, you're locked up. That's the end of it.
Well, if you're carrying a gun on federal property, that's an automatic 5 years. That's a felony for federal property.
Give me a judge who gives it 5 years, and I'll buy you dinner. Can I do that?
Yeah. Can you do that? Now, Judge, the difference between being a host on Fox and working in a government office, having worked in government offices myself, tell me the experience. Explain.
First of all, I miss Fox. I love everybody. Government is hard. Government is all about accountability, responsibility. I work 12 hours at least every day. You're never not working. You have to pay for water. The government, they waste, let me tell you, they waste millions. I'm looking at contracts. I want to indict people for contracts that the U.S. government has given out voluntarily.
The worst waste of money, and then they get you on little things.
They don't care. And then they say to my prosecutors, the AUSAs, you got to join the water club for $7 a month to drink good water.
So
I mean,
you can't get a glass of water in your office?
No, they have to pay for it. They have to join the water club. All right? It's ridiculous. My job, I have great prosecutors in my office. I'm very proud of them.
And they want to make a difference, do they not?
They do.
Yeah.
I have national security prosecutors. I have civil prosecutors. We do everything from civil cases, terrorism, to local crime. It's a huge office.
But, Judge, you need 90 more prosecutors. Okay, this is
and 60 investigators.
Okay, when people hear you talk with such passion, that gives them hope. Because I think a lot of people feel like this city was abandoned. And it's not Bowser, but it's everything that came before. And it took a long time to get into this shape.
Look, the D.C. Council has passed laws that are absurd. They've got some kind of, I think it's a Violence Interruption Act, where they put $20 million. They take murderers, convicted murderers, to go out into the community, pay them to interrupt violence. Okay, does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. What the D.C. Council has to do is change the law to protect the people of the district.
And the likelihood, 1 to 10, 10 being most likely, how likely is we're going to see a federal takeover of D.C.?
It's up to the president. I support him totally. If that's what we need to do to get it done, that's what he should do. And I support the president. He's the only one coming here saying, I want to make it safe and beautiful. I haven't heard anyone say that besides him. No, and he's got the wherewithal, the determination, the perseverance, and the power to do it.
This is a beautiful city. Judge, come back soon. Laura. It is so great to see you.
Wherewithal. He has the wherewithal to start his own business. Perseverance. Her perseverance helped her succeed despite many obstacles. Mercilessly. The dictator's army mercilessly crushed the rebellion. Maiming. The explosion caused the maiming of several soldiers. Concussion. He suffered a concussion during the football game.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.